Hey there, it's Bobi aka Paginator, and today we're doing the December TBR game. I continue using TBR Pursuit because I'm having so much fun with it, and we might as well, right? So let's get into the rolls. Let's do roll number 1. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can go anywhere. And I want to start with the middle grade. So we'll put a green pie in there. And we'll pick a card. A NetGalley read. Roll number 1 got us a middle grade NetGalley read. So I'm going to be reading a book that I've had on NetGalley and that I also have just heard a couple of good things about. It's an author that I have read from before, and the book is Impossible Creatures by Catherine Rendell. So I'm going to read to you the Goodreads synopsis. It says, the day Christopher saved a drowning baby griffin from a hidden lake would change his life forever. It's the day he learned about the archipelago, a cluster of unmapped islands where magical creatures of every kind have thrived for thousands of years, until now. And it's the day he met Mal, a girl on the run who desperately needs his help. Mal and Christopher embark on a wild adventure, racing from island to island, searching for someone who can explain why the magic is fading and why magical creatures are suddenly dying. They consult sphinxes, battle kraken, and negotiate with dragons. But the closer they get to the dark truth of what's happening, the clearer it becomes. No one else can fix this. If the archipelago is to be saved, Mal and Christopher will have to do it themselves. Sounds like a good, fun middle grade adventure. Hey, I'm jumping into the video to say that we had to do a change of plans. That Impossible Creatures book is not going to work. After filming video last night, I jumped into my NetGalley app and downloaded the ebook just so that it would be ready to go. And I clicked on it to open it because I wanted to see how many pages the ebook was, and it will not let me turn past the first page. So we had to try to find a different one to work with because I tried deleting the app and reinstalling it, re-downloading it just would not work. So I'm glad I checked that so that we can make a change now. And so I have another middle grade book on my Kindle app that's from NetGalley, and that is Racing the Clouds by Sydney Dunlap. So I will read to you the synopsis from Goodreads. It says, if 13-year-old Sage had done one thing differently that last day in November, everything would be fine. Only she didn't, so she and her dad have to leave Philadelphia for a new life in the middle of nowhere, Virginia. Her dad has never actually said he blames her for what happened, but how could he not? Sage is determined to push it all out of her mind, but then just before summer vacation, she hears from the grandparents she's never met. They want her to visit, and she realizes this could be her chance to mend the rift that's kept everybody apart. When she meets Grandmother Marion, though, Sage is sure her trip is headed for disaster, except she wasn't counting on making a new friend or rescuing a sweet stray dog. With them by her side, maybe she can find the courage to face what she's been avoiding all along. And a couple of other notes about this say that one of the things that occurs in this book is a parent's abuse of opioid drugs. So it sounds like it might be one of those emotionally tough ones, but it is something that looks interesting to me to read. So we'll give that one a go. Roll number 2. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's blue blank either way. Let's go this way. Blue pie in here. And blue blank, not a debut. Roll number 2, we got a blue blank and a book that's not a debut. So for this one, I'm going to be reading Somewhere Beyond the Sea by T.J. Klune. This is a sequel to The House in the Cerulean Sea, which is the closest thing you can get to a book that is a warm hug. And I just loved it. So this is going to be the sequel. Because it's a sequel, I won't read the synopsis, but I will tell you a little bit about the first book. This is about a man called Arthur who is a social worker, and he is called out to a house near the Cerulean Sea, or in the Cerulean Sea, to meet some extraordinary children, each of which has some kind of magical ability or that kind of thing. And he finds his heart opening up and his life just becomes extremely beautiful. So I'm excited to see what happens with Arthur and the children in this sequel. Rule number 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go this way. Orange miscellaneous. Orange pie in there. A dark cover. Rule number 3 is miscellaneous, a dark cover. And you could interpret that, I guess, in different ways. A dark color or dark topic. I'm going to go with a dark color and read Heist Royale. This is also a bit of a dark topic as well. The author is Kavion Lewis, and this is also a sequel. The first book is Thieves' Gambit, and it follows Ra's quest, who comes from a family of thieves, and her mother is kidnapped, and she is given the opportunity to join the Thieves' Gambit, which is a competition for young thieves, and the winner gets a wish, like a big, big, impossible task kind of wish. And so she enters it, of course, hoping to get her mother back. And what she finds is there are people she can trust within this game and people she cannot trust, and people who are trying to become friends or something more with her possibly, but she doesn't know if it's manipulation. And so in the sequel, we're going to continue her adventures. Rule number 4. 1. Green or pink? Oh, no, green or green. Okay, let's go green. Pop another green pie in there. So we're back to middle grade. And 200 to 400 pages. Rule number 4, we got a middle grade that's between 200 and 400 pages, and I found one that's just under 400 that I really, really, really want to read. This is The Bletchley Riddle by Rudis Apetes and Steve Shankin. Several of the books that you're going to hear me talk about today are very recent pickups. I attended a conference that I attend every year for books for middle and high schoolers that are new or new-ish, and this is one of the ones that I was most excited about. This is historical fiction, and I will read the synopsis. It says, "Remember, you are bound by the Official Secrets Act. Summer 1940. 19-year-old Jacob Novus and his quirky younger sister Lizzie share a love of riddles and puzzles, and now they're living inside of one. The quarrelsome siblings find themselves amid one of the greatest secrets of World War II, Britain's eccentric code-breaking factory at Bletchley Park. As Jacob joins Bletchley's top minds to crack the Nazis' enigma cipher, 14-year-old Lizzie embarks on a mission to solve the mysterious disappearance of their mother. The Battle of Britain rages and Hitler's invasion creeps closer, and at the same time, baffling messages and codes arrive on their doorstep while a menacing inspector lurks outside the gates of the Bletchley mansion. Are the messages truly for them, or are they a trap? Could the riddles of the enigma and their mother's disappearance be somehow connected? Jacob and Lizzie must find a way to work together as they race to decipher clues that unravel a shocking puzzle that presents the ultimate challenge. How long must a secret be kept?" I'm really, really, as I said, excited about this. Rudis Apetes writes historical fiction, and she never misses. Her writing is top-notch. And Steve Shankin writes historical nonfiction most of the time. And so the fact that they've teamed up to write this together, it can only be good. Rule number 5. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 orange. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blue. I guess it doesn't matter either way. Let's go back to blue. Blue pie in there. And blue blank. Set in a different world or country than yours. Rule number 5, blue blank, a book that's set in a different country or world than yours. And so we're going to go to Egypt for this one. This is Where the Library Hides. I'm sorry, this is another sequel. So in the first book, What the River Knows, we meet Inez Oliveira, and she travels across the world to Egypt seeking answers about her parents' recent and mysterious death. And what she discovers is a very dangerous search, and it involves Egyptian treasure hunters and a possible love interest, and we have just good characters. And we have a beautiful setting, being in Egypt during this time where all these Egyptologists and illegal treasure hunters were there, and they're trying to do the right thing by the history, but also be the first one to get to the thing so that it can be protected. So there's all kinds of fun things going on in the world of this book series. I think it's just going to be these two. This one says the stunning conclusion to the story that started in What the River Knows. So yeah, it's a duology, but I'm very, very excited to read this one. Roll number 6. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4 green. We've already had 2 greens, so let's go for a yellow. Yellow is fantasy. Go in. And we have an outfit match. For roll number 6, we got a fantasy with an outfit match. I have a black shirt on today that has some red letters. It says FCCLA Wyoming. And if you don't know, FCCLA stands for Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America. It's a student organization that I help with sometimes. Anyway, I am going to go with this book here. Now, it has more red than black on the dust jacket. This is The Last Blood Carver by Vanessa Lee. And then if we look at the naked book, it's a lot of black with some red. So I feel like it's a good outfit match. Let's read the synopsis. Nika is a blood carver, a cold-hearted, ruthless being who can alter human biology with just a touch. In the harsh industrial city of Thumis, she is seen not as a healer as she was meant to, but a monster that kills for pleasure. And in the city's criminal underbelly, the rarest of monsters are traded for gold. When Nika is finally caught by the infamous butcher, she is auctioned off to the highest bidder, a mysterious girl garbed in white. But this strange buyer doesn't want to use Nika as an assassin or a trophy piece. She intends to use Nika's blood carving to heal the last person who saw her father's killer. As Nika delves into the investigation amid the Thumis' wealthiest and most powerful, all signs point to Ven Kochin, an alluring yet entitled physician's aide, intent on casting her out of his opulent world. But despite his relentless attempts to push her away, something inexplicable draws Nika to him. When she discovers Kochin is not who he claims to be, Nika must face a greater, more terrifying evil, turning her quest for justice into a fight for her life. Her only chance to survive lies in a terrible choice: become the dreaded monster the city fears, or risk destroying herself and the future of her kind. We'll swap out for the pink mover. And roll number 7. 1. Brown or orange. We haven't done a brown yet today, which is realistic fiction, so let's do that one. And our prompt is play Spookopalathon. Oh boy. Okay, I have my Spookopalathon board here from Becca and the books, and we're going to put the mover right here, and we'll roll the dice. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Orange, and have to review the rules to find out what to do. All right, I can't quite figure out what that means on my rule sheet, so I'm just gonna roll again, and we'll call it good. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Spoopy. So we got pink section, spoopy, and that means we need like a kind of a gentle spooky book, like a kid's kind of spooky thing. So we'll see if I can find something like that. For roll 7, we had to play Spookopalathon, and the first roll we got was confusing to me, so we rolled a second time and we landed on spoopy. So it's supposed to be like mildly spooky or like spooky more for kids. I don't know. So this is the book I'm going to read, Dreadful by Caitlin Rozakis. It's blurbed by several people as being both funny and spooky, so I like that. And let's see what the synopsis says. It's bad enough waking up in a half-destroyed evil wizard's workshop with no eyebrows, no memories, and no idea how long you have before the dreadlord whomever shows up to murder you horribly and then turn your skull into a goblet or something. It's a lot worse when you realize that dreadlord whomever is you. Gav isn't really sure how he ended up with a castle full of goblins or why he has a princess locked in a cell. All he can do is play along with his own evil plan in hopes of getting his memories back before he gets himself killed. But as he realizes that nothing, from the incredibly tasteless cloak adorned with flames to the princess, is quite what it seems, Gav must face up to all the things the dreadlord Gavrex has done. And he'll have to answer the hardest question of all: who does he want to be? So I don't know if this exactly sounds like a kid's story as part of the spoopy description was, but it does seem like it's going to be one that's got the spooky, fantastical elements without being super, super scary. So I think this fits the prompt. Okay, roll number 8. 2, 1, 2 pink, 1, 2 orange. We haven't done a pink yet today. Let's go there. A pink is a YA. So if you're wondering why I have so few cards in my hand, these are the cards that haven't been used yet while I've been playing this game. YA bingo roll. Oh boy. Roll number 8, we need a YA book and we're doing a bingo roll. If the bingo number we roll has a prompt that says like middle grade or adult or something, we'll roll again because we need to have a YA book. And let's get the bingo cage out. Okay, let's roll it. We have B14. Here's our card, and it says friend or family pick. So I haven't had my friend Andrea pick a book for me in quite a while, so I think I'm going to reach out to her and see what she has to say. Okay, so I reached out to Andrea this morning, and she has chosen for me Catch the Sun by Jennifer Hartman. I sent her 4 pictures of books, all from that conference that I attended. This one is meant for high school, and I think it just sounded really awesome, and the presenter said it made her ugly cry, which for some reason it really intrigued me. Is that weird? Anyway, let's read the synopsis here. It says, at 7 years old, Ella Sunbury and Max Manning were inseparable until life scattered them in different directions, forcing Ella to abruptly leave town. A decade later, she returns for their senior year of high school, moving in across the street from her childhood best friend. But she's not the same girl Max once knew. She now lives in the shadow of her brother, a notorious felon on death row, convicted of a crime that shook the nation. Reeling from the fallout and shunned by her peers, and all Ella wants is to fade into the background. Max has little room for distractions, juggling responsibilities for a disabled father and a distant twin brother. But Ella's return reignites something within him. He wants to be close to her again, to understand her, and to turn their friendship into more. But as their relationship blossoms, new tragedy strikes, and darkness threatens to tip their delicate balance. In order to find the light, they'll have to navigate to the shadows. And to catch the sun, they must first endure the flames. Roll number 9. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go yellow. Pop a yellow pie in there. A book that keeps tempting you. Roll number 9, we need a fantasy book that keeps tempting me, and this is one that I've had since this summer. I picked it up when I was in Idaho for the state high school rodeo finals, and I just haven't gotten it to it yet. So this is Beastly Beauty by Jennifer Donnelly, who is an author that always is just really, really on point in terms of the actual writing. The synopsis says, what makes a girl beastly? Is it having too much ambition, being too loud, taking up too much space, or is it just wanting something, anything, too badly? That's the problem Arabella faces when she makes her debut in society. Her parents want her to be sweet and compliant so she can marry well, but try as she might, Arabella can't extinguish the fire burning inside her, the source of her deepest wishes, her wildest dreams. When an attempt to suppress her emotions tragically backfires, a mysterious figure punishes Arabella with a curse, trapping her and everyone she cares about in her castle. As the years pass, Arabella abandons hope. The curse is her fault, after all. There's nothing more beastly than a girl who expresses anger. The only way to break it, she believes, is to find a boy who loves her for her true self. A cruel task for a girl who's been told she's impossible to love. When a handsome thief named Bo makes his way to the castle, the captive servants are thrilled, convinced he's the one to break the curse, but Bo just wants to escape. He learned long ago that love is only an illusion. If Bo and Arabella have any hope of breaking the curse, they must learn to trust their wounded hearts and realize that the cruelest prisons of all are the ones we build for ourselves. I love Beauty and the Beast, so I love a good Beauty and the Beast retelling, and I am very happy to be reading this one. Roll number 10. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 blue. 1, 2, 3, 4 blue. Okay, let's just keep going around the circle, and we'll pop a blue pie in there. Maybe. Which card will it be? This one. Cabbage Pot. So rule number 10, we got Cabbage Pot, and we haven't actually had Cabbage Pot in quite a while. Here is my lovely hat, and we're gonna go digging for a book to read. If it's something I've already read, then we'll put it aside. Let's see. Oh, sure enough, it's Lady Midnight. I have read this, so we'll dig for another one. Sawkill Girls by Claire Legrand. This is another one that I've had for quite a while. All right, so here it is. And let's read the synopsis because, as I said, it's been a long time that I've had this one. Who are the Sawkill Girls? Marian, the new girl, awkward and plain, steady and dependable, weighed down by tragedy and hungry for love she's sure she'll never find. Zoe, the pariah, luckless and lonely, hurting but hiding it, aching with grief and dreaming of vanished girls. Maybe she's broken, or maybe everyone else is. Val, the queen bee, beautiful and privileged, ruthless and regal, words like silk and eyes like knives, a heart made of secrets and a mouthful of lies. Regina George, anyone? Their stories come together on the island of Sawkill Rock, where gleaming horses graze in rolling pastures and cold waves crash against black cliffs, where kids whisper at the legend of an insidious monster at parties and around campfires, where girls have been disappearing for decades, stolen away by a ravenous evil no one has dared to fight until now. Shocking, nail-biting, and gorgeously written by New York Times bestselling novelist Claire Legrand, this atmospheric and spine-tingling novel will keep you guessing until the very last page. Cool. Rule number 11. 1. Pink or green? Let's go pink. Pink pie in there. This is my last card that I haven't used. And YA dark cover. Oh, that means we have 2 books with a dark cover? Okay, I have a lot of those. That's okay. Rule number 11, we got another dark cover. This one has to be a YA. And I'm going to go with Kill Her Twice by Stacey Lee. I got this one not too long ago, and it happened to have been featured in that presentation that I went to. So I have several of these that I've been pulling out today. And this one, I'm just like, ooh, so into wanting to read this. So 1932, Los Angeles. Lulu Wang, star of The Silver Screen and the Pride of Chinatown, has a face known to practically everyone, especially the Chow sisters, May, Gemma, and Peony, Lulu's former classmates and neighbors. So the girls instantly know it's Lulu when they discover a body one morning in an out-of-the-way stable far from the Beverly Hills home where she lived after her fame skyrocketed. The sisters suspect Lulu's death is the result of foul play, but the police don't seem motivated to investigate. Even worse, there are signs that point to a cover-up, and powerful forces in the city want to frame the killing as evidence that Chinatown is a den of iniquity and crime. Even more reason it should be demolished to make room for the construction of a new railway depot, Union Station. Worried that neither the police nor the papers will treat Lulu fairly, no matter her fame and wealth, the sisters set out to solve their friend's murder themselves and maybe save their neighborhood in the bargain. But with Lulu's killer still on the loose, the girls' investigation just might put them square in the crosshairs of a cold-blooded murder. Dun dun dun. Since that was the last card, I'm now going to mix up all of the cards again. So we could potentially get a card that we've already used today or something else. I'm going to give those a good mix. And rule number 12 is 2, 1, 2 realistic, 1, 2 middle grade. Let's go realistic. And a brown pie in there. All right, here we go. Random letter generator. Okay. And rule number 12, we got a random letter generator. So I'll do a screen recording, and the third letter that comes up on the wheel of letters is what I'll go for. Okay, so our third letter was A, and I'm going to pick a book that has one of the main words that starts with A, not necessarily the first word. So I'm going to read The Ballerina of Auschwitz. I am a sucker for like World War II and Holocaust stuff, and because it's super emotional to read, but it's also so inspiring. And this is a young adult edition of a book called The Choice by Dr. Edith Eva Eger. This is her memoir. And as the title implies, she is a ballerina, and she ends up in Auschwitz concentration camp. She's a skilled gymnast in hopes of making it to the Olympics. But she's so involved with that she's like not really paying attention to what's going on in the world. And she's living in Hungary in 1943, and she is a Jewish girl. So her life is already in danger, even though she might not even realize it. And so things are happening. She's falling in love with the first time. Europe is collapsing into war, and her family's forced onto a train bound for Auschwitz concentration camp. And her beloved Eric tells her, "I will never forget your eyes," as she's in a cattle car. So she's shipped off there, and it says, against all odds, Edie and her sister Magna survived thanks to their sisterhood and sheer grit. And of course we know that they survived because it's a memoir, and she couldn't write a memoir if she didn't make it out, right? So let's grab all of our books here. This is enough. I do have a couple weeks off for Christmas break, which is gonna really help get through all of these, so that part's exciting. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and we'll see you soon with another one. Come back for more bookish and journaling content, and we'll see you in the next one. I think I already said that, but anyway, have a wonderful, magical, and bookish day. Happy reading. Adios.